The roaring crowd fell silent as the young man stood on the grand stage, facing the most powerful leaders of his nation. Cameras flashed, the world watched, and a single question hung in the air. How did he get here? He took a deep breath, his voice steady but filled with emotion. I was just a boy with a dream that everyone mocked. But today, I stand here as proof that no dream is too big, no obstacle too great, and no destiny too far to change. The audience leaned in. They had heard of his struggles, his failures, his unwavering belief when everyone else doubted him. But they needed to know, what was his secret? How did a boy from a small village, with no resources and no support, rise to become one of the most inspiring figures of his time? He looked at them and smiled, as if remembering something only he truly understood. It all started when I refused to accept the limits placed upon me, he said. When I decided that my dreams were more real than my fears. And just like that, the story began. The boy, named Ariv, was born in a remote village where dreams were considered luxuries. His father worked as a laborer. His mother toiled in the fields, and education was a privilege very few could afford. But Ariv was different. He didn't just accept life as it was. He questioned it. At night, he would lie under the vast sky, staring at the stars, whispering to himself, there has to be more to life than this. But whenever he voiced his ambitions, the villagers laughed. Dreams don't feed hungry stomachs, his father told him. Be realistic, his teacher said. You're aiming too high, his friends mocked. Yet, Ariv refused to let go of his vision. He found an old, tattered book about great inventors and leaders in a discarded pile near his school. He read their stories over and over until he believed that he, too, could achieve greatness. But reality was harsh. His family barely had enough money to survive. One evening, his father confronted him. If you keep chasing impossible dreams, you'll bring nothing but disappointment. Work hard, stay in your place, and accept life as it is. Ariv lowered his gaze, but clenched his fists. He had a choice: obey or dare to dream despite the odds. Ariv made a bold decision. He woke up before dawn, helping his mother with chores. In school, he studied harder than anyone. At night, he taught himself whatever he could find in old textbooks and newspapers. He started asking questions that no one in his village had ever thought of. His teachers were baffled. Why are you so determined? One of them asked. Because I see a world beyond this village, Ariv replied. As he grew older, his relentless curiosity led him to enter a regional science competition. His idea? A simple yet revolutionary irrigation system that could help farmers like his parents. The villagers laughed. A poor boy like you, competing with city kids. Backslash. His father forbade him from wasting time on foolish dreams. But Ariv, undeterred, worked in secret. He borrowed scraps, experimented in the fields at night, and refused to give up. When the competition day arrived, he presented his project with unshaken confidence. To everyone's shock, he won. The judges were impressed not just by his invention, but by his mind. He was offered a scholarship to a prestigious academy, a chance to change his destiny. But just as he thought his journey was beginning, fate struck a cruel blow. His father fell seriously ill, and the family needed him more than ever. Would he sacrifice his dreams for his family, or would he fight for both? Ariv was at a crossroads. He couldn't abandon his family, yet he couldn't ignore the opportunity of a lifetime. Torn between duty and destiny, he sought advice from an elder in his village, a wise, retired teacher who had once dreamed big but had given up. Ariv, the old man said, I once had dreams like yours, but I let fear and doubt hold me back. If you sacrifice your dreams today, you may never find the courage to chase them again. But if you find a way to balance both, you will not only change your life, you will change the lives of many. With newfound determination, Ariv made a plan. He convinced the academy to let him study remotely while taking care of his family. He worked tirelessly, dividing his time between academics and farming. Slowly, he proved that it was possible to honor both his roots and his aspirations. Years passed, and R's knowledge grew. He developed new farming techniques that improved crop yields, benefiting not just his family, but the entire village. The boy who was once mocked was now respected. Yet, his ultimate dream was still ahead of him. Then came the moment that changed everything. A national science expo where R's innovations were recognized by global leaders. The same boy who had been told to accept his fate was now rewriting it. Back on the grand stage, R finished his speech. The audience, once skeptical, was now in awe. "So, how did I get here?" he asked with a smile. "Not by luck, not by privilege, but by daring to dream and refusing to let go." Tears filled his father's eyes in the audience. The same man who once doubted his son now stood proudly, witnessing the power of unwavering determination. Arv turned to the crowd. "Many of you have dreams that seem impossible. People will doubt you. Circumstances will challenge you. But I stand before you as proof that no destiny is unchangeable. The only limits that exist are the ones we accept." The hall erupted in applause. The boy who had once been dismissed had now become an inspiration for millions. And as he stepped down from the stage, walking towards his father, he whispered, "I told you, Papa, dreams do feed hungry stomachs. Because dreams, when pursued with courage, create a reality beyond imagination." Final moral: never let circumstances define your future. Dare to dream, work relentlessly, and believe, for destiny is not written, it is made.